Hey guys, Sam Cawthorn here, the Youth Speaking Authority here in Australia. Well look, this blog is actually for teachers out there, and I want to actually give you teachers 3 key areas that you can actually improve the culture in your school, particularly when it comes to cyberbullying and obviously also that whole thing around peer pressure. You know, as you guys know, the #1 issue for teenagers in Australia right now, all research, all study now shows the #1 issue is image. It's that whole thing about, you know, sort of worrying about what other people think of them before accepting yourself first. You know what the #2 issue for students right now, for teenagers right now here in Australia, is family. You know what the #1 most watched TV show for teenagers right now in Australia is Glee. Now what do all these 3 points all have in common? The #1 issue is image, #2 issue is family, and the #1 most watched TV show is Glee. What do they all have in common? You'll see that they all have in common that it's all about misfits, it's all about people that are disconnected, all come together in a sense of community, in a sense of belonging. I know right now, teenagers in Australia, they are all longing for this whole area of becoming a part of something. You know, it's quite interesting, when I came out of a coma, I was in hospital for 5 months. When I was in hospital, I realised that there was another guy in hospital, his name was Mal. And this guy Mal, he had a motorbike accident and he lost his leg in the accident, and he wasn't taking it too well. Actually, to be quite honest, he tried to commit suicide a number of times. And so they tried counsellors to go in and connect with him and all that, and nothing at all worked. And so they asked me to go down and connect with this guy. And so here I am, you know, getting into my little electronic wheelchair, and I scooted down to his particular ward in the hospital. But get this. All he wanted was someone to connect with, was a relationship in his world. That how much of a misfit he might have been, how much he could not accept who he was, how much he was so conscious of his own self-image and his own self-worth, he just wanted someone to connect with. And I think that is a key area, particularly with these young kids coming through, is, you know, they just simply want a sense of belonging. Here are 3 tips to actually help you and your students and the teachers within your teams to actually crash through these areas of, you know, cyberbullying, these areas of image control and you know, those type of things. Here are the 3 tips. First one here is allow Facebook. Yes, you heard me right. Allow Facebook. Too often, there's so many schools that completely say that Facebook is not allowed, that they completely ban Facebook. The reality is Facebook is there and it's not going to go away. So it is so important for us to look at Facebook as a medium. Facebook can be used for good, or it can be used for bad, or for evil, or cyberbullying, whatever you might say. So allow Facebook. You know, I recently was talking to a teacher. She now posts a lot of her comments and a lot of information all through her Facebook fan page, and most of the students in her class are actually on her community. So allow Facebook and allow it to work for you. Second thing is think about inclusion, cultural inclusion, disability inclusion, social inclusion, and provide environments for students to feel included in their own school community. And the second thing is actually this: identify strengths, particularly when it comes to those disengaged young people. Identify them and actually utilize strength-based learning practices. What do I mean by that? You know, the reality is a lot of the time why kids are disengaged is because they don't have self-worth. They don't know that they can provide value. And so what I've actually found is once they identify, know what their value is, can see that they do have strengths, that they do have giftings, you'll find that they'll become a lot more participant and they will become a lot more engaged in your teaching. So it is so important for you to obviously realize what the strengths are for these and provide strength-based learning practices for these particularly disengaged kids. So they're the 3 areas. Allow Facebook. Second thing is provide inclusion within your culture in the school. And the third thing is these strength-based principles. I really hope that these tips can actually really help your school and obviously really start hitting the nail on the head when it does come to image problems, when it does come to family problems, and obviously also watch Glee. Talk to you soon, guys. My name is Sam.